So for now, I have disabled this unmute command. At the end of the session, when I'll start with the QA, so I'll give you this command and that time you can unmute yourself. Now, in the meanwhile, if you wanted to ask something, you can use this chat board and you can chat. You can type the question in the chat board. You wanted to ask something, or the second thing what you can do is you can raise the hand. If you raise the hand, I'll give you the command to unmute yourself. But meanwhile, just to avoid a disturbance, I actually disabled this command. So for now, you cannot unmute yourself. But yes, if you wanted to ask something, you can ask. For sure, you can ask me. You can either raise the hand, or you can interrupt me with writing something on the chat. I'll give the answer. And at the end of session, I'm going to give this command to everyone. You can ask me the questions. Fine. So let's start with this. The first thing, see, in the beginning itself, let's understand that businesses are everywhere. Businesses uses the kind of applications. Nowadays, use of software in the business is a very common thing, and we are here to learn that thing also. Because आप Salesforce में आए हैं because you wanted to learn about how to develop the applications, how to develop the softwares for a particular requirement, for a particular client. If there is a client is having a business and he wanted us to develop an application, so that this application, this software will going to help that particular client to carry his day-to-day activities in the business. So what I'm talking about a kind of intelligence what we are developing. See, applications what we develop, softwares what we develop as a software developer, as a company, as a IT guy, whatever we develop and whatever we provide to our client, that is something we call this to be as the intelligence. Okay, we usually don't call. See, every profession have their own kind of terminologies. These doctors have their own terminologies, and the lawyers they have their own kind of terminology. So there are a few terms that are related to every particular profession. Now, in the same way, in the IT, when you are into this, let me introduce few of the terminologies, and you should learn that because you are going to become a part of this within 2 to 3 months. Okay, so the kind of application what we develop, the softwares what we develop for any requirement, we usually don't call it application, we usually don't call it software, we usually don't call it module, rather we call it as an intelligence. So this intelligence is something which helps out our clients. This intelligence is something which helps out our customers so that they could run their business efficiently, they could get the profits from there. And someone is saying my audible, I'm not audible, Yash. Okay, is it like that, guys? Can anyone please respond for that? Because Yash is saying that my voice is not audible to him. So can someone please reply whether I am audible, I'm fully audible or not? Because there's nothing with my network, and I'm using 5G network, so I don't think there's something with my network. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yes, this is something, and now you can see on the chat also, there's something which is bad with your network. Actually, my network is very strong. I'm using the 5G network, so I don't think this is something which is my networks. Try to get yourself, a good network. Anyways, see, intelligence helps our client, this application, this software helps our client so that they could run their business. They could get the profits from it, and they could run it very efficiently. They could take the decisions very promptly, and everything, whatever they require, everything, whatever they require for their business, they can get it from the intelligence. This is what. So when we talk about the intelligence, when we talk about this kind of application, whenever we talk about this kind of software, there are two categories. Applications, there are two categories. Business intelligence have two categories: on-premise and on-demand. These are the two categories. These are the two categories of the applications that we supply for the business, for any kind of business automation process. Whatever the application is being given, the applications are of two types. The softwares are of two types. The business automation, the business intelligence, these are of the two types. Call them to be the on-premise, and the second category is on-device applications. Okay, so there are two types of applications: on-premise and on-device. Now let's understand this and let's move forward with the cloud computing. Okay, see, any application. I'm talking about the on-premise. On-premise, the second word for on-premise is on-device application. Sometimes they call it to be the on-premise, sometimes they call it to be on-device. So basically it's one and same thing. Okay. See, any such kind of application, if we require to first install this on the device, your device could be mobile, your device could be your tablet, your device could be your laptop, device could be like, desktop, any other device. So if it at all requires you to first install the software, install the application, and then after that you can use this. I mean, any such kind of application which first of all you require to pre-install this, and only in that, and yeah, once after you install this software, that application, then only you can use it. So such kind of application, such kind of software, such kind of intelligence, we call this to be on premise or on device, because that is something what you have just now you have installed that on your device. That is why it's present there inside your device. It is there inside your premises, and so it is called as on premise. I mean, you can relate this, why it is called to be on premise and on device, because that particular software, but that particular application is there inside your device. You have installed that. So if it at all requires you to first install and then after use it, this kind of application is called as on premise. Now we have seen this kind of application from long back. आप भी याद करिए सब चीजें, you just try to recall this. Probably every kind of application you have used so far is actually on-premise application. Now, if I talk about the mobile phones, so every application that is there inside your mobile right now, in fact, is an on-premise application. Why? Because you have first installed it. You have first installed it from either of the Google Play Store or some other websites. Probably you have installed something. You install that application in your device and then only you have used it. So every application inside the mobile is actually on device application. Okay. If I talk about the tablets, this is something with the tablets also. And if I talk about the laptops and the desktop, so probably you have seen like in MS Office, the suite of MS Office where you get this MS Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, things like that. So if you wanted to use that Word, PowerPoint, or something like that, you first at all you require to install the suite of MS Office. Okay, then only you will get this. If someone of you is probably a civil engineer or a mechanical engineer, you guys might have used this AutoCAD, something like that. AutoCAD or any other kind of automation software that you have used to construct a designings. So you first of all require to install this. You needed to install this. Or probably you have, someone of you, if we have used this Photoshop or something like that. So you first have installed this on your laptop, probably on a desktop, and then you have, if someone of you has done some sort of programming, like if you have done a C programming, a C++, or could be you have done the Java. So for the Java, you need to install JREs in a Java runtime environment, or rather the Java development kit actually is something what you need to install. If you're done, and if you have gone with the, .NET, probably if you have done, someone of you need to install a .NET suite, and on your device you need to install that MS .NET ka suite pura. If you have done Oracle, probably you need to install that Oracle, either 10i, either 11i, whatever you require to install this SQL, PLSQLs, every kind of software that you have used so far. Either you have used it on your mobile, you have used it on your tablet, probably you have used it on your desktop, laptop, everywhere. Whenever you actually install that software and then only you use such kind of software, such kind of applications are called as on-premise applications. And this is very common to us. This category is very common to us. All of us is probably installed, all of us has probably installed some of the software and then only we have used this. So this is a very common thing. Every one of you probably have done this. Only the thing is that you don't know about the terminologies. What is the ideal name for all these kind of software? Now you know the terminologies. These are called as on-premise application, on-device applications. Okay. Now there are certain drawbacks. There are so many drawbacks that are associated with this. We are going to discuss that also, but let me first finish with this. What does it mean by on-demand and how on-demand is actually being different from on-premise application? So on-premise is what? That requires a pre-installation. You first of all require to install this, and then only you can use the software. But what about the cloud applications? On demand, on cloud, it's one and same thing. On demand is a cloud application. Like on-premise is a on-device application, it's one and same thing. So on demand is a on cloud, or rather a cloud application. So first of all, the major differences between on-premise and on cloud, or rather a cloud application, is that the cloud, any of the cloud application, if you wanted to access this, first of all, the application doesn't at all require you to pre-install this. We don't require to install the application. Oh, no, we don't require to install the application. On my device, I don't require to install the application if I wanted to use it. Then how can I use it? How can I use it? Let me show you something. So if I at all wanted to use any of the, whenever I am explaining you anything, if I give you any applications example, if I give you any if I give you any example related to cloud application, right? So right now, I'm trying to give you the example on the on demand. Okay, without installing, even you can use this. I'll relate it to the Salesforce because see, although there are so many technologies, but I am into the Salesforce. So being a Salesforce person, I could only explain you about the Salesforce, right? So how could you explain the Salesforce? Salesforce is also one of the cloud-based technology. So if there's any application that is inside the Salesforce, if I at all wanted to access that, how could I access that? How could I access that? I just need to go with some of the URL. I at all require a browser for that. First thing what I require a browser. I require a browser. This is the first thing. And second thing what I require one of the internet connection. I should have the browser, I should have the internet connection. I should also have the internet connection. This is the two things what I should have. I should have a browser, I should have an internet. That is at all the two things what I should have. Because see, what happens is that if you wanted to access any of the cloud application, the cloud applications are accessed from these servers. That means you first of all require to type the URLs. आपको addresses देने पड़ेंगे. Like here I am giving this address login.salesforce.com. If I enter my username and the password, if I enter my username and the password, I'll be probably going to get inside this. I'll probably going to get inside this. Let me try to log in. Okay. Just a second. Copy my password over here. 102. Just give me a second. I'm typing my password. I'm copying my password actually. 02. Actually, I have so many patches, so I remember my passwords. I rather keep it in a place. Copy it from here. Copy it from here and then show you that. I'll paste it over. Okay. So this is how you access any of the cloud application. What I have done, I just require a browser. I'm using this Google Chrome. You can use any browser. You could use Mozilla Firefox. You could use Internet Explorer, even the Google Chrome also, or any other browser that is with you. So you just wanted to get into the URL. Just type the URL to the address bar. You press the enter. If it at all requires the authentication, अगर उसको authentication चाहिए, if it requires the authentication, login आपके IDs and password, तो आपको डालने पड़ेंगे. I'll show you some more example of the cloud application. This is also one of the cloud applications. Here we don't require to write down the authentication. See, I can access this Salesforce services, but this is one of the application called as status.salesforce.com. It's just like a website. It's just like a website. Here we don't require to have any sort of authentication. But if I wanted to log into the application, if I wanted to go with this login.salesforce, it requires me to enter the password and the username also, right? So any cloud-based application, how you could access that? You just at all require one of the browser and you require internet for this. So these are the only two things what we require, So now this is the fact, if you go for any on cloud application, you actually doesn't require to install that on your device. And you just require to have a browser and an internet and you can access it from the server. Okay. So this is the major difference. Now let me talk about some of the advantages what we get with the cloud technology and what are the outdated things what is there inside the on-premise. I mean the drawbacks of the on-premise and a few of the drawbacks of the on-premise, and let's discuss this as the advantages of the cloud-based technology. Because see, you are heading towards a training which leads you, Salesforce training, what it's going to lead you. A Salesforce training will lead you towards the cloud technology. So you must be aware of this. What exactly is the cloud? How cloud is different from other technology? And what are the benefits what we are going to get with this technology? Why we are preferring, why we are going in this direction, why we are not going in a on-premise direction? Why I am not learning Java? Why I'm not learning .NET? Why I'm not learning Python? Why I am learning the Salesforce? What is the benefit I'm going to get this? So this is the first day. This is the first day of your training, and you should be very clear. Why are you going at all for the cloud-based technology? This is why we are discussing this. You are not going to get any exam, and if you are going to get certification also, this is not a question they will ask in the certification. Why at all we are learning this? The only reason is that if you are heading towards this technology, you should be aware. You should at least have that knowledge. You should at least have that thing clear in your mind, that why you are heading towards a cloud-based technology, why you are not going with any other on-premise technology. Okay, so that is why we are discussing this all, and this is the importance. कि आप इस ट्रेनिंग पे आने से पहले आपको खुद पता होना चाहिए कि why you are learning this at all. So this is the reason why we are discussing this. I'm not extending your discussion. I'm just making you to absolutely clear, to make yourself absolutely clear on this decision, that why I am actually having when I'm getting myself to be get trained on this cloud-based technology. See, cloud first of all is something which you can access it everywhere. The first advantage of cloud, any cloud-based technology, is that you could access it from anywhere, from any device. And this means what? See, if I install on-premise is something which requires installation. Now this is clear. So if I have installed an application on my laptop, probably, and if I wanted to access it, I should carry this laptop everywhere, because that application is there inside my laptop. I installed it on my laptop. So I should carry this laptop everywhere. And if probably I forgot this laptop at home, and now I wanted to access the application, there is no way that I could access it, because I don't have that device. I don't have that device with me on which this application has been installed. Okay, so this is one of the drawbacks. But if you are dealing with the cloud technology, that means you only require browser and internet. Now this is something which is everywhere. See what I have done right now. How I entered over this. I log in. I place this login.salesforce.com. I place this address on this URL. Then I entered the username and I entered my password, and now I could access this. Sorry. Yes. Now I could access this. So abhi I'm accessing this from the server. अब तो ये तो आपने भी देख लिया. It's just like any other website. It's just like any other website. I'm accessing this application. I'm using this application. Now to access this application, what I require? Do I require my laptop to be taken everywhere? No, absolutely not. Even if I type the same thing on your laptop, if I type login.salesforce.com, and then I'll enter my user ID and I'll enter my password. So I could enter over here from your laptop also, from any of the desktop, from any of the laptop, even with any of the mobile phone, from my mobile phone. This is something which I actually don't require to take this laptop, because there's no concept. This is something which you are not saying this because it is installed in my laptop. No, you are saying it because I'm accessing it from the server. This is a URL. See, from this URL, I'm accessing this. I could access it globally from anywhere. So I doesn't at all require to carry the laptop, because things are not installed at my end. Rather, I'm accessing it from the server. There is one server from this data, and I'm seeing all this from one of the server. And so this application is actually something which is in the remote place, and I could access it from everywhere. Okay, and device independence is there, because I don't at all require to take this device. But if you install something on the device, you actually require to take that particular device everywhere, because the things are installed at your end. You need to take this device everywhere. Then only you could access that application. First drawback. First drawback of on-premise. A second is that, see, if we talk about one of the major issues with this on-premise technology is that, first of all, it requires you to install. It requires you to carry everything. You're required to carry the same node, the same device everywhere you go. And third, one of the major drawback is about the backup. See, if you keep everything at your end, if you have the application installed on your device, if your application is stored there, that means the application will run from your device. The application will store the data inside your device. So let's try to assume, about one of the example. There is one organization. Let's say there is one of the organization. It's a financial based organization probably, and they are actually they are having some sort of on-premise application. So they probably have 10 to 15 computers in their office. They have 10 to 15 computers, and they're actually they maintain. First of all, they have an application and this was installed in that 10 to 15 computers में install किया हुआ है. And I mean we are talking about on premise technology का मैं आपको एक example दे रहा हूँ और आपको assume करने को बोल रहा हूँ कि let's एक example को समझने की कोशिश करो आपको. It's some sort of financial organization and it's maintaining in their 10 to 15 computers पे कोई application है. Now due to some of the reasons, probably due to the hacking, hacking हो गया है, उनका system hack हो गया है और किसी और वजह से they have lost the data. Now they have lost their data. So they lost the data about their business. That means they lost the data about their clients, their customers, and everything, whatever they were having in that 10 to 15 computers, everything has been lost. Due to some reasons, probably hack हो गया, probably जिस building में office था, building में आग लग गई. Something bad happens, logically or physically, whatever. But something bad has happened, and due to that, they lost everything. Now, losing the data means losing the business, losing the client. अब आप सोचो एक सिनेरियो के बारे में, एक बहुत ही ऐसा सिनेरियो के बारे में कि मान के चलो we were having one of the account in there, आपका अकाउंट भी उन्हीं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के पास था और आपके अकाउंट में जितना भी पैसा था, now it's showing that you're having zero account, आपके अकाउंट में जीरो है और आपको याद आया कि मैंने तो पिछले 1 साल से मेरी पासबुक कहाँ है वो भी नहीं पता, एंड आई हैव नॉट अपडेटेड माय पासबुक, मुझे पासबुक नहीं पता. मैंने एटीएम से अपनी जो मिनी स्लिप निकलती वो भी शायद आज तक नहीं निकाली. सो आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रूफ टू क्लेम कि मेरे अकाउंट में पहले इतना पैसा हुआ करता था. आई वाज हैविंग 5 लाख इन माय अकाउंट एंड नाउ इट्स शोइंग मी जीरो. हाउ शुड यू क्लेम दैट? आपका डेटा लॉस हो चुका, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिसके पास आपका डेटा था वो गया. An organization doesn't maintain any kind of servers or to get the backup. Even the servers were hacked because server भी उनके ही पास हुआ करते. Everything whatever was present was hacked, probably was destroyed. तो आप सोचो अगर ये एक ऐसा सिनेरियो कहीं हो जाए तो वो कितना खतरनाक सिनेरियो हो सकता है ना? कितने लोगों की नुकसान होगा उसमें, बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हो सकता है. So backup and recovery is something, if you keep things at your end, it is your responsibility to provide the backup and recovery. And every time, if your data increases, you need to provide the backup. You even require to provide the recoveries at the stimulated time. You should recover everything. If you are unable to recover things, you probably have gone up. नुकसान हो जाएगा, तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू होता है. I mean, if we talk about the IT backup and recovery, something which is essentially बहुत ज़्यादा जिस पे फोकस किया जाए. Now, what is the advantage with the cloud is, first of all, data is not at your end. Data is not at all your end. If something bad happens to my laptop, तो मुझे इसको, this data whatever is stored, in this data what is stored over here, let me show you something. This data, यहाँ पे जितना भी data, for example, if I go to this particular tab, the accounts, and these are the things that are present inside the accounts. These are the things that are present inside the accounts. I press this all accounts. I'm having this 24 records. I'm having the 24 records. If I go to the contacts, in this particular thing, if I click on this all contacts, let's see what happens. So I'm having 35 data, 35 contacts with this. So whatever I'm having, I'm having something inside the position object. What are these? I'm going to tell you everything. I have about 7 records inside this. Now these data are not there inside my laptop. These are somewhere inside the server. Let me show you that also. And these are the things you are going to learn. सब चीजें जितना भी मैं आज यहाँ पे navigate कर रहा हूँ, everything you are going to learn. These things are stored in a server with a number called as AP20. These things are there inside the server. Now, if something bad happens to my laptop, due to some reasons, if my laptop is crashed, my data is not going to crash. Why? Because it is present there inside the server. फिर आप मुझसे बोलो सर ये सर्वर भी तो हैक हो सकता है. सर्वर could happen, something bad could happen to the server. Yes, of course, बिल्कुल हो सकता है. Everything could happen. There is a possibility that everything should happen. हो सकता है AP24 को कुछ हो जाए. Even कुछ नहीं तो मेंटेनेंस की वजह से AP24 डाउन हो जाए. सर्वर है, मेंटेनेंस चलते रहते हैं. I'll show you that also. सर्वर्स में मेंटेनेंस चलते रहते हैं. If I go with this, probably, if I go with this maintenance status, see these are the status, मेंटेनेंस कैसा चलता है. Past 33 days में क्या मेंटेनेंस हुआ है. तो September 11 को एक मेंटेनेंस हुआ है और September 11 these are everything. These are September 14. तो ये सब मेंटेनेंस चलते रहते हैं सर्वर पे. कौन सा सर्वर अफेक्ट हुआ? NA128 अफेक्ट हुआ, EU16 अफेक्ट हुआ है, UM3 अफेक्ट हुआ है. These are the servers always the maintenance is going on. India servers, system maintenance आए तो Indian servers जो है अफेक्ट हुए हैं. So for that particular duration your data was not accessible because maintenance was going on. तो अगर कुछ हो जाता है इसको डेटा तो क्या होगा? Salesforce का एग्जांपल क्या है कि पता है कि your data is actually replicated in 3 different places. Your data is actually replicated in 3 different places. उसके अलावा 2 चीजें, 2 जगह और. Big backup recovery. मतलब एक बार जब भी आप कोई डेटा स्टोर करते हो इनसाइड द सेल्सफोर्स, आपको लग रहा है कि मेरा डेटा सिर्फ AP24 पे, बट थिंग इज नॉट लाइक दैट। योर डेटा AP24 के अलावा 2 जगह और स्टोर होता है, और 2-3 जगह, टोटल 3 जगह और 2 बैकअप रिकवरी, यानी टोटल 5 जगह आपका सेल्सफोर्स डेटा स्टोर करता है। सो दैट अगर किसी एक जगह से आपको डेटा लॉस हो जाए तो उसको 2 जगह दूसरी से रिकवरी करके लाए, दूसरा से लॉस्ट हुआ तो तीसरे से लाए, तीसरा से लॉस्ट हुआ चौथा, चौथा से लॉस्ट हुआ तो पांचवा, और पांचों जगह से लॉस्ट हो गया, मतलब सारी दुनिया में वर्ल्ड वॉर हो गया है और पूरी दुनिया जो है तबाही की कगार पर आ चुकी है, तभी आपका डेटा पांचों जगह से लॉस्ट हो सकता है। तो जब सारी दुनिया ही तबाह हो रही है तो फिर हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रह के क्या फायदा, है ना? दिस इज समथिंग लाइक दैट। तो सेल्सफोर्स पर डेटा जो है वो सिक्योर्ड है। इफ यू आस्क मी सर ये हैक हो सकता है, नहीं हुआ है, आज तक नहीं हुआ। 1999 पे सेल्सफोर्स स्टार्ट हुआ है, तब से लेके आज तक ये हैक नहीं हुआ है, और सेल्सफोर्स बहुत सिक्योर्ड है। ठीक है, आप और मैं सिर्फ सोच सकते हैं इस बारे में, लेकिन लेट मी टेल यू हु आर द इफ आई गिव यू सम ऑफ द एग्जांपल कि सेल्सफोर्स के पास में कौन कौन से लोग हैं, जिनके कौन कौन सी ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो आज सेल्सफोर्स पे अपना बिजनेस इंटेलिजेंस फॉलो करती है। आई मीन Salesforce is the backend with the Salesforce is providing the intelligence to them. Salesforce is providing the softwares and the application for these people. Like Titan is there. अभी ये चलो ये जाने दो, मैं आपको सीधा सीधा I'll take you up to the financial organizations and the banking sectors, because these are the people those who are having जिनका डेटा बहुत ज्यादा सिक्योर्ड रहता है। फाइनेंशियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस पे हैक करने का हर कोई ट्राई करता है। आईडीएफसी की वेबसाइट है, आईडीएफसी इज रनिंग प्योरली देयर बिजनेस ऑन द सेल्सफोर्स। सोचो कितने लोग ट्राई करते होंगे आईडीएफसी को हैक करने का। हर सेकंड में हैकिंग अटेम्प्ट होती है, लेट मी टेल यू, हर सेकंड, एवरी सेकंड समबडी इज ट्राइंग टू हैक समथिंग। 24/7 इतनी हैकिंग होती है, जस्ट टू हैव द फन, सीखने के लिए। कोई लोग एथिकल हैकिंग सीख रहा है ना, एथिकल सीख रहा है, बट ही इज ट्राइंग टू हैक समथिंग। तो व्हाट द अनएथिकली ही इज डूइंग एथिकल हैकिंग, है ना? तो ऐसा भी होता है। बट these are some of the organizations, these are some of the organizations that are maintaining their data, with the Salesforce. These are some financial organizations. अब इन्होंने अगर Salesforce लिया है, they know about the Salesforce. These are some of the financial organizations, and they know that Salesforce is highly secured, and Salesforce आज तक क्रैक नहीं हुआ है। ठीक है, कितने लोगों ने कब से अटेम्प्ट किया होगा, बट Salesforce क्रैक नहीं हुआ। And that is why, let me tell you, Western Union, see, let me tell you one thing, you know, फाइनेंशियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में, अगर मैं इंडिया में बात करूं, योर एचडीएफसी, आईडीएफसी, आईसीआईसीआई, बजाज फिनसर्व, ठीक है, and these are the organizations that are inside the Salesforce. They are following the Salesforce. They are using the Salesforce. तो अगर इतने बड़े लोग, इतनी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस Salesforce पे बिलीव करती है, they have a long but strategy for that, है ना? तभी जाके उन्होंने देखा कि Salesforce is one of the secure technology, and that is why they are using the Salesforce. फिर आपके और मेरे जैसे लोगों को इस पे क्वेश्चन करना बिल्कुल गलत हो जाता है कि सर ये तो हैक हो सकता है, at any cost it could be hacked. ठीक है, अगर it could be hacked at any cost, then it was hacked from past 20 years, at least एक बार तो भी हैक हुआ होता। और इतनी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, these are some of the very good organizations, and if they are believing on the Salesforce, so who and you and me are who can ask the questions about the authenticity, you can ask me the reliability, I mean who are we that we can ask the question about the reliability of Salesforce। तो सोचो हमारा क्वेश्चन कुछ बेतुका सा महसूस होता है, राइट? तो Salesforce highly secured है, Salesforce cannot be hacked at any cost, your data is absolutely safe, and it's going to be provided you. If you lost your data by anything, the data will be get recovered at any cost, because Salesforce is maintaining your data at 5 different places, ठीक है? तो there was few more examples, मैं यहाँ पे जितना चाहे उसको लेके चल सकता हूँ, लेकिन हाँ मैं इसको end करता हूँ यहाँ पे। Make sure that you understand this concept. What does it means by the on-premise, and there are certain drawbacks that are associated with the on-premise. And then on cloud is something, what does it means by the on cloud, and what are the advantages with the on cloud? Okay. So there are so many advantages over here, there are so many disadvantages over. We could discuss at least half an hour more for that, but that is not the thing. आपको एक introduce करना है मेरे को topics, and that is what I have done. One last thing I would like to tell you is what are the drawbacks with the any on-premise technology. Why to go up with the cloud? Why to go up with the Salesforce? See, post pandemic what really happens is that अब ये live है, एकदम live, एकदम realistic example की बात कर, जिसको हम लोगों ने खुद ऑब्जर्व किया। वी हैव सीन दैट एंड वी हैव विटनेस्ड दिस विद आवर ओन आईज व्हेन वी वर इनटू द, आई मीन जब मैं पेंडेमिक में स्टार्ट होने से पहले लॉकडाउन, मेरा कंपनी दे बिलोंग्स टू यूएस, एक्चुअली मेरा कंपनी यूएस का है। इंडिया में तो मार्च में स्टार्ट हुआ था, प्रोबेबली लास्ट ईयर, बट यूएस में एक्चुअली इट वाज स्टार्टेड इन द नवंबर, उसके भी 3-4 महीना पहले स्टार्ट हो गया। सो व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड दिस ऑन द नवंबर में जब स्टार्ट हुआ था यूएस में, But then they announced कि ठीक है अभी lockdown करना है and we need to shut down the offices of every corporate office from the US, Mexico, Canada, even in the India also. India में we only have 2 expansions. Ahmedabad जहाँ पर मैं हूँ, that is Hyderabad में Ahmedabad head office है. Second expansion we have in the कल्याणी नगर में एक ऑफिस और है हमारा, 2.5 साल 3 साल पहले खुला है. So, they announces in the MNC है मेरा, तो when they announces lockdown in the US, they actually announced the work from home जो concept है for every corporate office. So, India में मार्च में start हुआ, but then in the November we got this mail कि now you need to start from the home. तो इस तरह से धीरे धीरे कंपनी शट डाउन हुआ था. तो ठीक है, we used to come back to home, मैं वापस आ गया. एंड तो हमारा कैसे अफेक्ट हुआ, आईटी कैसे अफेक्ट हुआ, क्या हम लोग अफेक्ट हुए? मैं आपको क्लाउड बेस्ड टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बताता हूँ. बिकॉज वी वर वर्किंग ऑन द सेल्सफोर्स, वी वर नॉट बीइंग गेटेड. कैसे? बिकॉज व्हेन आई गो टू द ऑफिस, मैं ऑफिस जब जाता था, आई डोंट एक्चुअली रिक्वायर टू हैव अ नोड. मेरे लिए कोई पर्टिकुलर नोड नहीं लिया गया. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि कोई एक मेरे को कंप्यूटर अलॉट किया गया है एंड देन मैं जा रहा हूँ उस कंप्यूटर पे, मेरे सारे सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल्ड है और मैं उस पर डेवलपमेंट. इट वाज नथिंग लाइक. हाँ, मुझे एक कोड नोड हमेशा मिलता है ऑफिस में. व्हेन यू गो टू द ऑफिस यू ऑलवेज गेट वन ऑफ द नोड, बट इट डजंट, उसमें कोई भी इंस्टॉलेशन नहीं था, मतलब कोई सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल नहीं था उसमें. Only the thing what was installed was the VPN. VPN is used to track you what you are doing in the office hours. This is the VPN that I'm showing right now in the screen. This was the thing what was installed on my node पे इतना ही installed हुआ. I used to work over there. मुझे क्या चाहिए था? I just required to have a browser. मैं browser पे login करता था. Then I enter my password, login, everything, and I start working. ठीक है. This is my organization. This is my area where I actually work. Whatever I work in this area. I work in the browser. I work in the real time. So this was the thing what I was doing in the office. When the office shut down and I came back to my home, नागपुर वापस आ गया. 2 दिन बाद मैंने अपना लैपटॉप ओपन किया and they started ठीक है अभी VPN इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा. So one day was required for that. People from the IT, they were actually installing VPN on every node. This is my laptop. I even now I used to work on the same. तो एक दिन लगा VPN इंस्टॉल करने में and from that second day फिर से same process. I used to go to the browser. Then I log in, I enter my login credentials and I am into it and I start working. This was the only thing. मेरा काम कितने दिन हैम्पर हुआ, मेरा कंपनी कितने दिन हैम्पर हुआ, हार्ड टू हार्ड 3 दिन 4 दिन 4-5 दिन. बट जो लोग ऑन प्रीमाइस पे काम कर रहे थे, मतलब जिनके सारे सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल हुआ करते थे, जैसे अगर कोई जावा पे काम कर रहा है, डॉटनेट पे है, सैप पे है, जेआरई पे है, कोई भी जावास्क्रिप्ट या एनी अदर गुड लैंग्वेज दे वर यूजिंग, जिनके सारे सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल थे उनके अपने नोड पे और कंपनी में था वो सिस्टम, तो उनको सारा वो नोड ही ट्रांसफर करना पड़ा. पीपल यूज्ड टू ट्रांसफर दिस लैपटॉप. किसी ने लैपटॉप भेज दिया घरों पे, डेस्कटॉप भेज दिया घरों पे, और वो ट्रांजिट टाइम बहुत लंबा लगा. ऑलमोस्ट 1 मंथ 2 महीने लग गए इन सारी चीजों को स्ट्रीमलाइन करते करते. उसके बाद नहीं जाते. तो आईटी अफेक्ट हुआ था, ऐसा ऑफ कोर्स. वो कहते हैं अगर आईटी अफेक्ट नहीं हुआ पेंडेमिक में तो ऐसा नहीं है, बट आईटी कोप अप करना जानता है. तो आईटी ने इस प्रोसेस को फास्ट किया, लोगों के घर पे पहुंचाया. लेकिन हाँ, 2 महीने 3 महीने जो है ना, हर कंपनी अफेक्ट हुआ था. सिर्फ क्लाउड पे जो लोग थे वो अफेक्ट नहीं, क्योंकि क्लाउड पे एक्सेस करने के लिए आपको किसी भी डिवाइस की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. यू डोंट हैव एक्चुअली एनी प्री इंस्टॉल्ड सॉफ्टवेयर फॉर दैट. आपको बस ब्राउजर चाहिए. ओनली रिक्वायर्ड टू हैव द ब्राउजर और टू मेक द एनवायरनमेंट सिक्योर्ड. कि हमारा अभी जैसे ये लैपटॉप है, ये हैक नहीं होना चाहिए. दैट इज व्हाई वी इंस्टॉल द वीपीएन्स एंड एवरीथिंग. तो मेरे इसमें आज जैसे मेरे इसमें 40 क्लाइंट्स पड़ा हुआ है, मेरे इसमें वीपीएन पड़ा हुआ है. तो दिस मेक्स माय लैपटॉप सिक्योर सो दैट व्हेनेवर आई कनेक्ट विद द थिंग्स, तो मेरा लैपटॉप हैक नहीं होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे हम लोग जो फायरवॉल जो यूज करते हैं वो कंपनी प्रोवाइडेड फायरवॉल्स है. दिस इज व्हाई आपको पता है मेरे लैपटॉप पे आई डोंट हैव दिस एंटीवायरस. वो भी इंस्टॉल नहीं करना पड़ता बिकॉज दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच माय नेटवर्क पीपल हैज टेकन केयर. Even if I install something on my laptop, अभी because मैं लैपटॉप पे काम कर रहा हूँ, actually required to tell them कि I'm installing this software. So then they will actually allow me to install the software. So this is how this laptop is absolutely safe. And I don't have any antivirus in this. See, I don't have any antivirus because this is without even antivirus, my laptop is safe. Why? Because everything they are maintaining. The security of this laptop they are maintaining. So this was the thing only which I require for to wait for 2 days. Otherwise, for my development purpose, I don't require. I just have the browser there. I'm having the browser here also. So this was the advantage. This was the advantage with any of the on-cloud applications. Cloud was not affected. The technology with the cloud was not affected. And this is the reason why people are now shifting their business, shifting their technology from on-premise to on-cloud. And right now, what is going on in the industry is, let me tell you, out of every 10 projects, 7, 8 projects are of the migrations. That means 70 and 80% of the ratios, 70 and 80% of the ratio. We are having this project migrating from one technology to another technology. People are coming to the Salesforce. People are coming to the Azure. People are coming to this AWS cloud, whatever. So people now realizes that abhi on-premise पे रह के कोई फायदा नहीं. No, we should actually switch to one of the technology that could be accessed from everywhere. And that is why they are shifting their business to on cloud. तो अभी तो ये बहुत लंबी फेज है, माइग्रेशन तो बहुत लंबी फेज है. बट यस, क्लाउड इज द ओनली फ्यूचर ऑफ आईटी. लेट मी टेल यू, देयर विल अ टाइम कम जहाँ पे ऑन प्रीमाइस टेक्नोलॉजी खत्म हो चुकी है. पेंडेमिक के बाद में अब स्टार्ट हो चुका है. सारी ऑन प्रीमाइस टेक्नोलॉजी दे आर वैनिशिंग नाउ. एंड धीरे धीरे करके ना वो इमेज ब्लर होता जाएगा, ब्लर होता जाएगा. एक वक्त ऐसा आएगा कि देयर इज नो सच इमेज कॉल्ड एज ऑन प्रीमाइस. ब्लर, एवरीथिंग हैज गॉन, some everything has been vanished and everything will be on cloud. ये आपको मैं आज बोल रहा हूँ, and you are going to see this probably in 2 to 3 years. तो आप बोलोगे हाँ, something, you know, someone has told us this long back, and before 2-3 years somebody has told us that there will be only one technology in the IT, and that will be the cloud. This is going to be happen. You are going to see this, you know. Just wait for 2-3 years, you will be see that every on-premise technology has been vanished. और अगर है भी तो बस प्रैक्टिस के लिए रहेगा. Java will be only for the practice. Your .NET will be only for the practice, just to make you aware about that technology. That is the only thing. Applications में real time पे कहीं नहीं रहेगा. Real time पे whenever you come to the industry, there will be only one technology, and that is cloud. Okay. So this is what the importance of the cloud, and this is the reason, guys, now why you are coming towards the cloud. You have taken a good decision. You are following a trend which is actually being there inside the IT, and which is going to be there inside the IT. So congratulate yourself because you have taken this good decision in your life to come into the cloud-based technology. Okay, so what is a cloud? You have understood this. You know, cloud, it provide you every kind of IT resources, whatever you require. You require some of the applications, you require the intelligence part, you require software, or probably you require servers to store your data, your files. You require backup and recovery centers. You require disaster recovery centers. Whatever you require, you know, whatever the kind of IT resource you require, cloud vendors will going to provide you that. Okay, there are so many companies, there are so many cloud vendors, there are so many people. I mean, there are so many companies that could provide you solutions, cloud solutions. Okay, वैसे तो ये हजारों में इसकी list है. It is not possible for me to find out every cloud vendor of the world. हजारों company है. Let me try to list out only few people, those those you are aware. Probably you have heard about the name like Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, GoDaddy. You know, these are some of the good companies that you might have heard. And so I have taken their names. You know, इस list में बहुत सारे लोग और ऐड हो सकते हैं. अगर मैं सारे ढूंढने जाऊं तो दुनिया में हजारों ऐसे लोग हैं जो क्लाउड पे हैं और जो क्लाउड की सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं. What kind of services? Majorly, there are 3 kinds of services a cloud vendor can offer: SaaS, software as a service; PaaS, platform as a service; and IaaS, infrastructure as a service. We will come to this. You know, we will come to this, but let me go with this concept. See. There are so many people, of course. Yes, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, but not everyone offers everything. You know, if I talk about the Amazon with this AWS cloud and Amazon Web Services, they provide the SaaS and the PaaS. But Amazon, unfortunately, doesn't provide you PaaS. Microsoft with the Azure cloud, they provide you again the SaaS and PaaS. IBM, you know, purely provides you IaaS. Oracle provide you PaaS and IaaS. Alibaba, GoDaddy, you know, they provide you SaaS and IaaS. Okay. VMware and Citrix, they provide you PaaS. Adobe provides you SaaS. Navisite again provide you SaaS. So this means these are the 3 kinds of services. I'm going to explain you what does it mean by SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Don't worry, I'm going to explain each and every terminology. But right now, I just wanted you to focus on this fact that there are so many cloud vendors in the world. Thousands of the people, thousands of the company are there. Those who provide the cloud services. Some of them provide SaaS. Some of them provide SaaS and PaaS. Some of them provide PaaS. Some of them provide PaaS and IaaS. Some of them provide IaaS only. You know, this kind of. If I talk about the IBM, now IBM provides you only IaaS kind of service. But I have not taken the name of the Salesforce. Why? Because I just wanted you to identify this as a distinguished cloud vendor. Because Salesforce is someone who actually provides you all 3 kinds of services. Salesforce is probably the only cloud vendor who can provide you all 3 kinds of services. That means Salesforce provides you SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. There are also, I mean, there are some giants like Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, these Oracle, these are giants. I mean, they were there when Salesforce was not there. Salesforce in 1999 में probably शुरू हुआ है, March में. You know, Mark Benioff, is the CEO of the Salesforce. He is the person who started this. Salesforce जो है ये Dreamforce हुआ करता था पहले. It was name was Dreamforce. Later 2 to 3 years back they changed it from Dreamforce to Salesforce. They started this. Even the Mark Benioff जिसने इसको start किया, he was also the employee of Oracle. He was the employee of Oracle, and then he started his own business. He started this from the San Francisco. वो एक 1 BHK 2 BHK के फ्लैट से स्टार्ट हुआ था. It's a journey. You could get it from the say आप Google करो and you will going to get how the Salesforce was started, and then year by year what was the growth, how Salesforce was spread, कितनी speed में spread हुआ, what was the reason. So you could get it everything from the Google. Salesforce is one of the cloud vendors. Salesforce is probably only cloud vendor who could provide you SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Salesforce have a solution for everything. Salesforce have a solution for every requirement. If you at all wanted just a software, you at all just wanted a software, Salesforce provide you SaaS. I mean, these people, if I ask about, जैसे कि हम ये जो बात कर रहे हैं, these are the clients, Bharat Petroleum is one of the client, then this is the client. If I'm talking like this, these are the clients, they are following, Panasonic is one of them, Gemini, Razor Blade. Okay. These are the companies, those who are following Salesforce, those who are using Salesforce for their business intelligence. So in लोग के पास में जो application है, I mean, what the kind of application they are having one of the application that they can only use that. उसको उन्होंने develop नहीं करा है. Somebody from the Salesforce has developed that. Now people like us, आप और मेरे जैसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने वो डेवलप करके दिया है ना. एक बहुत बड़ा टीम होगा जिन्होंने वो डेवलप करके दिया. And these are the end users. ये हमारे clients हैं. These are our clients and they are using the application what we have developed to them. Okay, what we have developed to them. Transportation, hospitality, probably. Redbus का नाम आपने सुना है, SpiceJet आप जानते हो. These people just know how to use the application. These are the end users. So that software is whatever they require. They require a software to use. Salesforce has provided them also. PaaS is something what we require. अभी आता हूँ मैं इस topic. PaaS क्या होता है, IaaS क्या होता है. But for now, what is important you to understand is that there are 3 different kinds of cloud services: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Software as a service, platform again as a service, and infrastructure as a service. What does it mean by as a service? पहले मैं ये explain करूँगा और आपके बाद में फिर ये terminologies का. For now, just go with the full forms. What does it mean by the software? What is by the platform? What does it mean by the infrastructure? SaaS means software as a service. PaaS means platform as a service, and infrastructure means IaaS means infrastructure as a service. So these are the 3 kinds of cloud services majorly. Someone has told me that there is also one of the service SaaS, XaaS, anything as a service. Okay, fine, no problem. If I combine all this, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, the terminology that comes out from this is SaaS. So आप कोई भी terminology लेके आओ, वो X आपका SaaS, PaaS, IaaS के बाहर नहीं है, ठीक है. Majorly, there are 3 kinds of services that is being offered by cloud. Any of the cloud member, these are the members, those who are into the cloud business. These are the people, these are the companies, these are the organizations that could offer you the cloud services. What kind of services? They could offer you software, application, servers, or anything, whatever the kind of resource you just wanted to have for your business. These guys will offer you on the cloud. They are capable to offer you something on the cloud. But what they could offer you a software, they could offer you a platform, they could offer you infrastructure. So majorly there are 3 kinds of services: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. And then what you should identify, and among this, Salesforce is the only one who offers you SaaS, who even offers you PaaS and IaaS. Okay, even offers you SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. So this is one of the important. तो अगर आज आपने कुछ जाना Salesforce के बारे में, तो वो ये जाना कि देखिए वैसे तो क्लाउड के बिजनेस में बहुत सारे लोग हैं, and probably there are 3 different kinds of services, and no one is capable to provide all 3 kinds of services. Salesforce is the only one. There are so many good reasons, why Salesforce is so popular among the clouds. देखा जाए तो Microsoft को कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता. Microsoft वो है जो बहुत बड़ी चीज है. But into the cloud, Salesforce Microsoft से भी आगे. हालांकि Microsoft is one of the giant. आज इतनी कंपनी आई सॉफ्टवेयर में, इतने लोग आए. Microsoft से ज्यादा बड़ा कोई नहीं. आज भी आप ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, even now also I'm using this operating system कौन सा है? Microsoft. ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के लिए भी बहुत सारे लोग. Microsoft को कोई पीछे नहीं कर पाया. But in terms of the cloud, Salesforce is the one जो Microsoft से किया है, ये बहुत बड़ा चीज. तो एक होता है, एक माइलस्टोन होता है कि यहाँ तक पहुंचना है, मुझे हिमालय की चोटी पर पहुंचना है, मतलब एवरेस्ट पे पहुंचना है। अगर मैं बात करूं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की, तो वो तो पहले से जाके बैठा हुआ है, उससे आगे जाना है। तो कोई एक टेक्नोलॉजी पे सेल्सफोर्स कम अप विद दिस सॉल्यूशन, सेल्सफोर्स इज द वन जो इसके भी आगे जा पाया, कि वहीं तक पहुंचना बहुत डिफिकल्ट, उससे आगे जाने की तो इम्पॉसिबिलिटी लगी। बट सेल्सफोर्स इज समवन दैट अचीव दैट माइलस्टोन आल्सो। इनटू द क्लाउड सेल्सफोर्स इज द वन, सेल्सफोर्स के अलावा कोई। अमेजॉन भी अजूर पे, अमेजॉन है एडब्ल्यूएस, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट अजूर पे है, बट देन द काइंड ऑफ डेटाबेस, कस्टमर डेटाबेस, कस्टमर का जो डेटाबेस, आज सबसे ज्यादा कस्टमर सेल्सफोर्स के पास है। एंड सेल्सफोर्स इज वन ऑफ द क्लाउड वेंडर that could provide everything whatever you required for your business. Even आपको पता है सेल्सफोर्स नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो होती हैं, एनजीओस, उनके लिए भी काम करता है। लेट मी शो दैट सेल्सफोर्स हैव अ सेपरेट क्लाउड, एनपीएसपी क्लाउड, नॉन प्रॉफिट सर्विस पैक, नॉन प्रॉफिट सर्विस पैक। सी सेल्सफोर्स हैज वन ऑफ द क्लाउड, सारी चीजें क्लाउड पे, मैं बताऊंगा आगे चल के डिस्कशन भी। नॉन नॉन प्रॉफिट सर्विस क्लाउड है, एनपीएसपी पे कोई नहीं है, नोबडी इज ऑफरिंग, एडब्ल्यूएस पे कुछ भी नहीं है इसके पास में, और आप अमेजॉन पे जाओगे तो वहां भी कुछ नहीं। सेल्सफोर्स इवन हैव आइडेंटिफाइड दैट, सेल्सफोर्स की एक अच्छी बात क्या है पता है क्या, सेल्सफोर्स कीप ऑन डेवलपिंग। अभी रिसेंटली कुछ क्लाउड ऐड हुए हैं पैंडेमिक के बाद, एजुकेशन क्लाउड ऐड हुआ, व्हाई, बिकॉज नाउ द डेज अब लोग घरों से पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं। सेल्सफोर्स आइडेंटिफाइड दिस, एंड वंस दे आइडेंटिफाई, दे डेवलप द सॉल्यूशंस। सेल्सफोर्स में जो भी सॉल्यूशन आता है वो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ क्लाउड आता है। फॉर द सेल्स यू हैव सेल्स क्लाउड, मैं पढ़ाने वाला हूँ प्रोबेबली दैट नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, टुमारोज लेक्चर में वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस दिस। For the things related to service, they have a service cloud. Things related to marketing, they have a marketing cloud. अभी recently पता चला कि बच्चे घर पर है, and they are actually physical studies नहीं चल रही, classroom studies नहीं चल रही. So let's develop one of the cloud. Let's develop a solution. Education cloud was the outcome. Pandemic में एक चीज और हुई है, हेल्थ सर्विसेज बहुत अफेक्ट हुई हैं, बहुत अफेक्ट हुई हैं, आप सबने देखा है। अब इसके बारे में क्या बात करना, बहुत सारे नुकसान हुए लोगों की जान का, माल का, लाइफ का, बहुत कुछ हुआ है। Now to support that health services को सपोर्ट करने के लिए they come up with a solution called as health cloud. एनजीओस दुनिया में भर में काम करते हैं, बहुत बड़े बड़े एनजीओस हैं, रेड क्रॉस, आपने सुना होगा, अमेरिकन रेड क्रॉस दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा एनजीओ है। देखो आज सेल्सफोर्स पे है, मतलब सेल्सफोर्स सपोर्ट कर रहा है, इनको सपोर्ट कर रहा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस। सेल्सफोर्स ने इनको जो भी एक एनजीओ अगर बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, दे हैव एक्स वाई जेड सो नंबर ऑफ द एक्टिविटीज, उसके लिए उसको मेंटेन करना, हाउ कुड दे मेंटेन ऑल दिस थिंग्स, मेंटेन करें इतनी सारी चीजों को। सेल्सफोर्स हैव अ क्लाउड फॉर दैट आल्सो। वन ऑफ द क्लाउड इज नॉन एन एंटरप्राइज क्लाउड, नॉन प्रॉफिट क्लाउड, मार्केटिंग क्लाउड, सेल्स, दीज आर व्हाट सेल्सफोर्स आइडेंटिफाई करता है, हर उस नीड को, एंड दे डेवलप द एप्लीकेशन। इतना रैपिड है सेल्सफोर्स। और ये एक वजह है जिसकी वजह से आप देख सकते हो कि आज सेल्सफोर्स ऑलमोस्ट हर बिजनेस में है। For every heads of the business, for every kind of business, people are using Salesforce. People are using Salesforce. You go to media and entertainment, here also the Salesforce is there. Times of India, see, you know this brand. Everyone probably of you know what does it means by Times of India. इंडिया का सबसे पुराना पेपर टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, जो हमारी आजादी की भी पहले का पेपर, और भी पेपर हुआ करते थे बट वो उतना सस्टेन नहीं कर पाए। टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया आज भी है, ठीक है। Times of India are using the sales cloud and service cloud, and the experience cloud also. I mean, they are using Salesforce. NBC is using the Salesforce. Who else? I don't know about this FT and the timer, but probably these are some of the good organizations. Spotify, हाँ ये तो आपने सुना होगा, Spotify तो आज मोबाइल पे ऐप है आप, they are also using the Salesforce. तो कहीं ना कहीं आप ये रियलाइज कर चुके होंगे कि Salesforce के पास जितने क्लाइंट्स हैं, जितने कस्टमर्स हैं, और जितनी एरियाज ऑफ द बिजनेस है, वहां पे Salesforce अप्लाई करता है। Salesforce is almost everywhere. For every kind of business, whatever is your requirement, Salesforce have a solution for that. So this is the reason why Salesforce is actually standing ahead in this line. Why Salesforce is identified to be one of the distinguished cloud vendor. Apart from all these people जो कि काफी सालों से थे, ये कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो टेक्नोलॉजी में जायंट्स थे, इनके कोई टक्कर नहीं है। Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, ये कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो बहुत बड़े हैं, but still the Salesforce is standing ahead of them in terms of the cloud. There are so many good reasons for that. एक रीजन तो ये आज आपको बता दें, ठीक है, और बहुत सारे रीजन है जो अपन डिस्कस करेंगे। So today I'm going to end up here, कुछ चीजें और बताता हूँ मैं, and by tomorrow I'm going to start here from. If I'm telling you कि Salesforce is the one who provide you SaaS, Salesforce is the one who provide you PaaS and IaaS, ठीक है। So what are these terminologies? What does it mean by SaaS? First of all मैं ये explain करूँगा, and second thing I'm going to explain you कि how Salesforce provide you SaaS. Well, I'll start with the past. पहले past क्या होता है? I'll explain you what does it means by the past, and then I'll explain you how Salesforce provide you past. तीसरी terminology मैं कल introduce करूंगा what does it means by the EAS. EAS का मतलब क्या होता है? And how Salesforce provide you EAS. कल हमारा discussion यहाँ से होगा and later on we are going to start with the CRM process. ठीक है? So by tomorrow morning I'm going to start with here. ठीक है? Today I'm ending right now with all this concept. Let me give you few of the things related to this training part. कुछ चीजें जो इस ट्रेनिंग पे शामिल हैं क्या है क्या नहीं वो आपको बता देता हूँ. सो योर ट्रेनिंग फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू गेट, आप जिस ट्रेनिंग को पढ़ रहे हो, दिस ट्रेनिंग इज कॉल्ड एज सेल्सफोर्स क्लासिक ट्रेनिंग. Salesforce have so many modules apart from the classic. Salesforce have Lightning, Salesforce have Pardot, CPQ, Einstein, and there are so many things. Salesforce is actually having so many different modules of the training. But see, everyone who comes into the Salesforce for the first time, whenever he enters into Salesforce, there's only one door to get the entry inside the Salesforce, and that is this training classic. Every one of you, आप आज यहाँ पर हैं, मैं भी यहाँ पर हुआ करता था कुछ सालों पहले. I was on the same point where right now you are sitting. You are getting trained by me. Someone has trained me also. Okay. So everyone who comes into the Salesforce and everyone who starts his journey in the Salesforce ecosystem, everyone start with this one. This is the first training which everyone get, because once you completed the Salesforce classic, then only you can go for the training on Lightning. You could get into the CPQs also, and you can put in the Pardots. So for everything, if you go for the Pardot and Lightning and everything, Einstein, you should have a good basic understanding of the Salesforce, everything. And this is the training where you actually going to learn everything. Okay. So everyone here is starting with this training. The name of the training is Salesforce Classic. Now, this training have at least 4 different modules. Admin, development, integration, and the deployment. Okay, these are the modules of your training. Admin is called as configuration, and admin is called as configuration. First of all, your development, integration, deployment. Development, integration, deployment. This is combinedly we call this as the customization. We call this as to be the customization. Okay. So admin is purely, जब मैं इसको start करूंगा, I'll start with the admin only. This is the first module. Admin is purely a non-coding module. First of all, admin is purely a non-coding module, and here in the admin, you actually don't require to write a single line of the code, and you will see that. After admin, we will be starting about the development. After development, we'll talk about the integration and the deployment. Okay? So these are the 4 different modules. What you are going to learn in every module, just let me have an introduction on this. So admin is purely a non-coding module. After that, we'll start with the coding. That means we'll move on to the coding part, and that is something what we are going to do in the development and integration. These 2 are the coding part. Deployment is again a non-coding part. Okay, deployment is again a non-coding part. Okay, so development and integration, you require to code something. Now, if you ask me, sir, how much coding we have to do, and what should be the knowledge? Do I require to learn some other programming language? Should I go and learn the Java? Should I go and learn the C++? Should I learn the C programming for for the development part? What should the prerequisite? What should the knowledge of the programming I should have? My answer is that you actually don't require to learn anything, because what you are going to learn is something called as Apex. And how we actually program in the Apex, let me try to show you that also. See, Apex here is 70% of the thing that we actually have been already programmed, and you just need to understand, you need to develop the 30% of the logic. Just need to develop 30% of it. So this is the whole coding what we have done. Okay, if I wanted to code this, if I go up the things like database, and if I type this down, database is one of the class that is already being developed, and it's having these all modules, and I just need to understand what is the module, what is the method that I should use. Okay, this is one of the things. I'm just showing you the example how much coding efforts you are going to require. System dot. Okay, everything has been ready. So system dot, whatever you want. You just need to know the methods, or we have developed. Okay, whatever you require to know. If you tell, go with like date or date time, whatever. You are going to get these types of. You are going to get this type of. Okay. तो कहने का मतलब क्या है कि first of all there is no such programming efforts what is required. First of all there is no such programming efforts. आपको कोई लैंग्वेज आती है बहुत अच्छी बात है, आपको नहीं आता कोई प्रॉब्लम भी नहीं. ठीक है. Apex is actually one of the object oriented language, but an Apex is actually 70% of the code is already being there. 30% ऑफ थिंग्स वी नीड टू रिक्वायर। 30% एफर्ट्स के लिए आपको पहली बात तो कुछ पता हो ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है, उतना लॉजिक मैं ही डेवलप करके दे देता हूँ आपको। एंड जस्ट यू डोंट यू वट एवर यू रिक्वायर टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मैंने कहाँ पे किस रिक्वायरमेंट पे कौन सा मॉड्यूल फिट करना है, और वो चीज आप पता है कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पे भी एडमिन पे भी वही करते हो। बट यहाँ पर आप कुछ तो भी लिखते तो भी हो, यानी आप यहाँ पे एटलीस्ट यू राइट समथिंग ओवर हियर, यहाँ पे आपको लिखना ही नहीं पड़ता, यू जस्ट डोंट रिक्वायर टू राइट। लेकिन ये ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप नहीं है, ओके। डोंट कंपेयर द एडमिन विद द डॉट नेट एंड बीपी, बिल्कुल नहीं करना ऐसा, बहुत ही आउटडेटेड टेक्नोलॉजी है। तो यहाँ पे ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप नहीं है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये कैसे काम करता है, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट दिस, ठीक है। तो डोंट थिंक कि ये ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप है, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं। इवन इन द डॉट नेट आप ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप करते भी हो ना, कोई भी कंपोनेंट, तो इन द बैक एंड यू नीड टू राइट डाउन द कोड आल्सो, यहाँ पे वो भी नहीं है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज एज सिंपल एज दिस। और डेवलपमेंट में ऑफकोर्स यू आर राइटिंग द कोड, बट डोंट गेट द फोबिया ऑफ दिस, ये जब आएगा तब मैं इसकी बात करूंगा, ठीक है। डेवलपमेंट कैसा है, अपेक्स कैसा लिखते हैं। एंड व्हाट वन गुड थिंग जो आपको भी पता होना चाहिए फॉर द ट्रेनिंग पार्ट, दिस होल वीक वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द एडमिन। अभी मैं कल या परसों से आपके और बन जाएंगे, एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द एडमिन ट्रेनिंग। दिस होल वीक इज जस्ट अ डेमो, मतलब ये आज मंडे से लेके फ्राइडे तक, अप टू द 15th यू आर हैविंग दिस डेमो। उसके बाद में यू विल डिसाइड कि वेदर यू वांटेड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस ट्रेनिंग। तो वंस यू कंप्लीटेड द एडमिन, अब मैं एडमिन की बात कर रहा हूँ, अब आपको डेवलपमेंट पे जाना है या नहीं जाना है, तो यहाँ तो भी मैंने एक ही हफ्ता दिया। इन द एडमिन आई यूज टू गिव 2 वीक्स एटलीस्ट, या कभी कभी 15 दिन या 20 दिन भी देता हूँ, है ना, डिपेंड करता है मेरे ऊपर कि क्या टॉपिक लिया, कितना मुझको पढ़ाना है। तो एटलीस्ट आई गिव यू एन अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ द 15 lectures, sometimes 20 lectures, just to understand this, okay, whether you are being comfortable into development. And believe me, I'm not advertising myself, believe me, I'm telling you the fact, 100% of the people those who attended this development, उन्होंने पहले कुछ भी तो भी phobia था, they were telling, they were telling me कि sir, I have never I have never into the programming, and I belongs to this and that branch, probably I even not a engineering, I'm not even belongs to the engineering branch, and I'm from BCS, and I'm from MBA, I'm from BSc, whatever, I have never written the code, I don't understand how to write the code। मैंने कहा ठीक है ना, आप 10 दिन 15 दिन जो भी डेमो चल रहा है देखो, and they come up to me and saying sir, it is something which I thought ये बहुत easy है, and I could do that। तो 100% ऑफ द पीपल, किसी ने आज तक ये नहीं कहा कि सर आपने भले ही इतने दिन पढ़ा दिया, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली आई एम वेरी सॉरी, मुझे नहीं समझ में आया। कोई भी नहीं आया आज तक ऐसा, बिलीव मी, ये मैं एडवर्टाइज नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ये आपके साथ भी होने वाला है। आप जितने भी लोग डेवलपमेंट पे जाएंगे, ठीक है, आगे चल के बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, 1.5-2 महीने की बात की बात, आप डेवलपमेंट पे आएंगे विद यू विल हैव सो मेनी कंफ्यूजन इन योर माइंड। अब सबसे पहला कि मुझसे होगा कि नहीं, देन आफ्टर 15 days यू कम टू मी एंड से मी, फिर मैं पूछता हूँ आपसे, आप बताओ, नाउ आई नीड टू फाइनलाइज द बैच। प्रोबेबली कोई तो भी एक फ्राइडे रहेगा जहाँ पे डिस्कशन करेंगे, और मैं कहूँगा कि नाउ मंडे ऑनवर्ड्स आई नीड टू हैव कॉन्क्रीट बैच। अब आप बताओ आप में से कौन इंटरेस्टेड है और कौन क्विट करना चाहता है यहाँ। सबका यही आता है कि सर आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कंटिन्यू, ये कुछ ऐसा है बिकॉज मुझे समझ में आ रहा है, क्योंकि कैसा है देखिए, एडमिन पर भी जॉब है और डेवलपमेंट पर भी जॉब है, लेकिन एक रेशो अगर मैं डेवलपमेंट का कहूँ तो ज्यादा है। क्यों? बिकॉज यू नो मोर थिंग्स, यू आर मोर इम्प्लॉयबल। एडमिन पे है, ऑफकोर्स देयर इज जॉब ऑन द एडमिन आल्सो, है तो बहुत कुछ है सेल्सफोर्स पे, इतना रिक्वायरमेंट कि इवन इफ यू आर द एडमिन दे विल पिक अप यू। लेकिन पैकेजेस की बात करूं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज की बात करूं, थोड़ा सा कम। इफ यू कंप्लीट दिस, इफ यू कंप्लीट दिस होल थिंग, द एडमिन, द डेवलपमेंट, इंटीग्रेशन एंड द डिप्लॉयमेंट आल्सो, तो chances to get recruited on the good package is more। that is why I suggest everyone, if आपको कैसा है ना, वो जैक ऑफ ऑल एंड मास्टर ऑफ नन वाली बात नहीं होना चाहिए। इफ यू नो थिंग, यू नो इट एवरीथिंग। तो अगर आप सेल्सफोर्स में आ रहे हो तो जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द होल पार्ट ऑफ द सेल्सफोर्स क्लासिक ट्रेनिंग, यू विल बी एबल, सो दैट आगे चल के आप लाइटनिंग पे जा पाओ, आगे चल के आप सीपीक्यू पे जा पाओ, आगे चल के आप पार्टॉट्स पे जा पाओ, आगे चल के आप आइंस्टीन पे जा पाओ। ये तो अभी आपकी जर्नी शुरू हो रही है सिर्फ यहाँ से, आपको लाइफ में बहुत दूर जाना है अभी सेल्सफोर्स, ठीक है। सेल्सफोर्स में एक बार आ गया तो फिर यहाँ से बाहर निकलने की जरूरत ही नहीं होती। you just need to upgrade yourself, we have done, मैं Salesforce classic किया, I done the lightning after that, आज मैं CPQ कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। even I am also upgrading myself year by year, you guys also need to do the same thing आने वाले वक्त। तो ना आधा अधूरा नॉलेज मत, इतना आपको काफी है जॉब दिलाने के लिए, लेट मी टेल यू दैट, इतना आपको काफी जॉब दिलाने के लिए, उसके आगे क्या करोगे लाइफ, अगेन बाय 6 months, अगेन बाय 3 months आई विल कम बैक, आप बोलोगे सर मेरे को डेवलपमेंट करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज नाउ द रिक्वायरमेंट इज गो विद दिस, इसलिए बेटर क्या कि आज स्टार्ट किया है ना तो पूरा कंप्लीट करो। इफ यू हैव एनी फोबिया रिलेटेड टू दिस डेवलपमेंट, ठीक है, वो सॉल्व हो जाएगा, डोंट, वो हो जाएगा सॉल्व। आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू दैट चांस आल्सो, जैसे मैं एडमिन पे देता हूँ। आई एम वेरी फेयर इनटू द बिजनेस, आई एम वेरी फेयर इनटू द बिजनेस। अभी मैं आपको एक हफ्ते तक डेमो दे रहा हूँ, सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड कि हाँ मुझसे आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है। मेरा टीचिंग आपको समझ रहा है कि सकता है, इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद माय टीचिंग, आपको मैं फैक्ट समझा पा रहा हूँ, देन ओनली जॉइन दिस, अदरवाइज नो प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है, अगर आपको समझ रहे तो ही आओ, कोई मजबूरी थोड़ी ना, आपको दुनिया में बहुत सारे लोग हैं, आप सेल्सफोर्स कैसे भी पढ़ सकते हो, मैं अकेला ही, मैं ही क्यों, जरूर थोड़ी ना ऐसे कि मैं ही आपको, अगर आपको समझ रहा है तो ज्वाइन। इसीलिए मैं ये सारी चीजों के लिए एक हफ्ता, ताकि आपके दिमाग में कोई भी कंफ्यूजन हो, सब कुछ निकल जाए। 5 days इज मोर देन इनफ। डेवलपमेंट पे तो मैं 10 से 15 days देता हूँ, तो आपको पूरा पूरा वक्त मिलेगा सब चीजों को समझने का। माई सजेशन विल टू कंप्लीट एवरीथिंग, क्योंकि आपको अगर एम्प्लॉयबल बनाना है एक अच्छे पैकेज पे, तो यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ एवरीथिंग। दिस इज माई कंसेप्ट। ठीक है, इस पे आप डिसाइड करो आपको क्या करना है। कोर्स ड्यूरेशन अप्रोक्सीमेटली, अब ये आपकी बैच का नहीं है, समथिंग लाइक 1 hour या फिर 1.5 hours पर डे मैं लूंगा इसको, डिपेंड्स ऑन द टॉपिक। 1 hour या 1.5 hours, और 3 to 4 months नहीं, बट अप्रोक्सीमेटली between 4 to 5.5, और rather between 4 to 6 months, between 4 to 6 months। मैं कुछ बैचेस को मैंने 4 month में भी कंप्लीट कर पाया, कुछ को मैंने 5 में किया, कुछ को 6 पे भी किया है, डिपेंड करता है ना। कभी कभी छुट्टियां होती है, एवरीवन आप समझ सकते हैं, किसी भी वजह से छुट्टियां होती, कभी तबियत खराब होती, कभी फंक्शंस आते हैं, कभी कुछ और रीजन है। between 4 to 6 months, if we are starting this on the 10th of 11th of the October, so अक्टूबर को मैं आधा पकड़ लेता हूँ, नवंबर दिसंबर जनवरी, ठीक है, इतना जाता है। बट आई एम गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू, आई एम गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू दीज नोट्स। ये जो नोट्स आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ये जो हैंड रिटन, टाइप किए हुए, नॉट हैंड रिटन, ये जो टाइप किए हुए नोट्स है मेरे क्लास नोट्स, ये मैं आपको दूंगा। ठीक है, दीज टेक्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट ये पूरा आपको मिलेगा। उसके अलावा ये जो वीडियो अभी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ना, ये वीडियो आपको मिलेगा। कैसे मिलेगा? आज बाय द एंड ऑफ दिस सेशन, एवरी वन ऑफ यू, दिस इज योर 201 बैच। ठीक है, आपको यहाँ पे मुझे अपनी ईमेल आईडी भेजना। एवरी वन ऑफ यू जस्ट गिव मी योर मेल आईडी ओवर हियर। जिसका ईमेल आईडी मुझे यहाँ मिलेगा, उसको मैं इसको ड्राइव पे शेयर करके देने वाला हूँ। सो बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे, प्रोबेबली इफ यू गिव मी योर ईमेल आईडी, सो आई एम गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू सेशन का रिकॉर्डिंग हर दिन का मिलेगा। लाइव लेक्चर जो भी हो रहा है, दिस सेशंस आर गेटिंग रिकॉर्डेड, यू नो दिस, आपने भी सुना होगा जब ये रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट हुई। तो फॉर एवरी सेशन यू विल गोइंग टू गेट द रिकॉर्डेड सेशन। देखो, मैं सारे सेशंस मेरे रिकॉर्डेड रहते हैं, फॉर एवरी बैच, फॉर एवरी बैच सेशंस आर रिकॉर्डेड। तो दीज आर द थिंग्स एंड आई हैव। तो ये दूसरी बैच है, तो आपकी बैच का भी चलेगा। तो ऐसी आपकी जो बैच बनेगी, आपकी बैच की भी रिकॉर्डिंग्स हो रही हैं, एंड दैट आई एम गोइंग टू स्टोर इनसाइड दिस 201 जो आपको बनाया हुआ। ठीक है, वन लेक्चर आई हैव टेकन फॉर द इंट्रोडक्शन, तो मैं ये लेक्चर भी उसके साथ में क्लब करके 2 लेक्चर्स मिला के आपको देने वाला हूँ। सो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग्स ऑफ एवरी सेशन। उसके बाद में आगे चल के हम बात करेंगे व्हाट अबाउट सर्टिफिकेशन, रेज्यूमे। आई एम गोइंग टू टेक द मॉक। ठीक है, मॉक आपके 2 बार प्रोजेक्ट किए जाएंगे। मॉक मेरे अलावा 3-4 लोग और हैं जो लेते हैं। दीज आर द पीपल फ्रॉम द कंपनी इटसेल्फ, जैसे कि कैप जैमिनी और कॉग्नी, persistence, HCL, white hat. So these are some of the people which I'm having a collaboration with these guys. And the last mock is taken by me. सबसे आखिरी mock मैं लेता हूँ। Otherwise, these are the people who who take the your scrutiny and they will decide कि आप कहाँ पर lag कर रहे हो। So mock होते हैं आपके 2 बार, एक once after the admin and second is after the complete training. So that अगर आप admin के बाद okay हो, I could project you for the admins related opportunities. Mock 2 बार प्लान है आपके, इस ट्रेनिंग पे mock 2 बार होंगे। Once after the admin and second is after the complete training. उसके बाद में decide करें। So these are some of the things what we are going to provide you. These are the things, interview and mock, everything I'm going to give you for that. Whatever you require to get yourself placed, the things are being provided by us. Okay, so I'm stopping the recording right now and I am giving every one of you for this command to unmute. Now you can ask me the question. Just